Hey guys, this is Kevin and Aisha Shelton with the Marriage and Real Estate Podcast,
where we navigate partnership, prosperity, and parenthood.
Hey guys, this is Aisha Shelton.
And this is Kevin Shelton.
Welcome back to Marriage and Real Estate.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So what are we talking about this week?
Top 10 marriage myths.
All right. So we debunking these, or we just talking about it?
I don't know that we need to debunk them. I think just a conversation works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. Number 1. Getting married will make your life complete.
Oh, you do complete me.
But did the marriage do that? I don't know if the act of marriage did that.
No, I don't know that the act of, it solidified it.
Okay, I'll take that.
But what did the article say, though? Hold on. Because I think that matters. The context by which it was said, right?
Okay, so these came from an article. So let's give context for that. These came from an interesting article about the top 10 marriage myths. We can put a link to the article in the show notes so everybody can see it. I think that it'd be good just to say our opinions on it, and then we can.
Yeah.
So you would say that our marriage completed you? Made your life complete?
So it depends on the context, right? That's
Okay.
why I was saying, like, let me see what the article was saying so that I can kind of speak to the context by which the article was speaking of. Does that make sense?
Sure, but you're going to read the article right now?
It's not. Go ahead.
I'm just saying you're going to read it.
Yes, I am going to read the article right now. It says marriage is a complementary relationship, but that doesn't mean your spouse is the only person you need. Do not expect your spouse to fulfill every need you have for happiness and contentment. You are responsible for making your life fulfilling, so seek to develop yourself outside of your relationship. This will strengthen your marriage by making you a balanced person. So in that regard, when I say getting married will make your life complete, and I say you complete me, well, you're not everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it was speaking to. So that's why I thought it was important to say, like, what the article was talking about and how marriage completes you. How do you feel about it, though?
I think marriage is a part of this gonna sound, if you get it, you get it. If not, marriage is a part of a balanced breakfast, right? Like, it's one of the things that goes into your full picture of your life, right? So you need, health, wealth, companionship, family, support, all these other things. That's what really makes your life complete. It's fulfillment of purpose. And I don't think marriage in itself is a fulfillment of your life's purpose. It's a support of your life's purpose. So if you know your purpose, then your spouse can help you achieve that or get to that point of equilibrium, but they're not the end all be all.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Okay.
Totally.
So what's number 2?
Number 2 is, if I'm unhappy, I've married the wrong person.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not unhappy, nor did I marry the wrong person.
Okay. But I think that is a common misconception, right? If you're in a marriage and you're unhappy, that it's the wrong person that you're married to.
So let me give context to unhappiness in my mind, because you're looking at me squarely.
Okay.
You can be unhappy with aspects of your life. You could be unhappy with aspects of yourself. You could be unhappy with aspects of your day. And it don't mean you unhappy as a person, right?
Okay.
So I have plenty of moments where I'm unhappy, including with you. But that don't mean my life is unhappy. My life is fucking great. I'm having a great time. It don't bother me.
Okay. But I do think that people feel that way, especially when they're in the thick of the challenges in their marriage, that they feel like they've married the wrong person. But marriage is totally a choice. And happiness is a choice too. People find happiness in the worst situations. So
I do think that you can marry the wrong person, though. I did that the first time.
I think that you can marry the wrong person. But I think that two people, and this has always been my philosophy, as long as two people are working together to be together, right? Then you can make it work. But it's when one person checks out, or one person is not trying to make it work, or both of you aren't trying to make it work or make accommodations for each other, then it's the wrong person. If you don't want to make accommodations for the other person, then you might be married to the wrong person.
I agree with that, and I also have a separate opinion. So, in my experience, in my first marriage, for me, either way, no matter what, it was gonna be the wrong person. Because as I evolved and as that person evolved, we weren't two people who should have been together. And I mean, our lives reflect that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Chris Rock say, a crackhead can't be married to like somebody who's not a crackhead. Y'all are going two different places,
Right.
right? So you do want to have a partner who complements you or equally yokes
Agreed.
you.
Yeah.
Even if y'all are opposite, it can be opposite in a complementary way,
Mm-hmm.
not a combative way. And I
Agreed.
think having that, it's like, a mermaid married to a person on land ain't gonna work. I don't give a damn how much therapy they go to. Mermaid, person on land. So you still got to be a mermaid with a mermaid or a person on land with a person on land. That sounds overly complex. I'm sorry.
I'm just sitting here looking like,
Like mermaid. All right.
On land. Two people don't go together. Mermaids and land maids. You know what?
I'm all about like movie references and stuff. So I know it's not your thing.
Number 3 myth is marriage should be like dating.
Now, I didn't date like that. Like I did an adult date, so I don't have any frame of reference. So you could speak to if marriage should be like dating because you dated more than I dated.
Well, according to the article, right, there's romantic love and that happens at the beginning, but then and I say this all the time, once you throw a whole bunch of life in there. So when you're dating, it's fun, it's easy. It's much easier when you're dating than it is when you're married because once we're married, we throw in bills and children and complications. And I see you every day and I see the best of you and I see the worst of you. And so that makes it a lot more difficult to have those same feelings. And I feel like people think that, and media portrays that you're supposed to have those same intense feelings and emotions and experiences with someone when you are married, but you just threw on a whole ton of bricks of complication on top of it. So yes, you should always be creating opportunities to date your spouse, but to think that it's just going to be easy, like it's always dating, I think that that's work and that's highly unrealistic, but necessary.
Yeah, I definitely think that you should always make time for your spouse or each other. But and like I said, I have no context of dating as an adult like that. But the premise of dating is without responsibility, right? Like
No.
y'all aren't responsible to each other outside of this date, right? So I'm not I don't have to deal with your day or your work or making sure your car gets serviced or whatever. It's like it's a plus. It's not a requirement.
It's easy.
Exactly.
It's
Like
just
you don't have no
it's much easier. And even if you do have those obligations, right? Even if you do have children and you're dating someone, or you do have obligations outside of this date, when you're together, it's just about the two of
yeah.
you, right? When you're dating. And then when you add all the other things on top of it, it just gets more complicated. So
No, it's like having a babysitter. While you have the babysitter, you don't have to worry about the kids. If you got to worry about the kids, you can't be free to date. So it's like it's requirement free when you're on the date, right? Like it's a life free zone
yeah.
versus, hey man, look, the mortgage is due tomorrow and whatever. Like it's like you said, once you put the life into it, it complicates the date part of that.
Complicates it, but we still should take dates. But
No,
it's certainly
definitely date.
Marriage is certainly not like dating.
So this is one that you're probably gonna agree with, and I'm not. So letting go of things is better. Number 4, letting things go is better than starting a fight.
So letting little things go is better than starting a fight, which that little caveat changes that whole statement. It really, really does. So it's a myth. What we're saying is it's a myth.
Yeah.
Letting little things go is better than starting a fight. And according to the article, it says you shouldn't let little things go because if you do, it creates resentment in the marriage.
Good. Then I agree with that.
Okay, yeah. I figured you read that wrong because you know me. I'm always like, it's the little things, just let it go. But this is saying don't let it go. Acknowledge that it's an issue while it's small so that it doesn't become something big. or so that it doesn't become resentment. And we all know what resentment does in marriages.
Oh, Lord. You want to give them the 4 indicators of divorce? What is it?
All I remember is resentment is one of them. So
no, it's resentment. It's
you don't remember either, but
no,
we
but
definitely remember
the word
resentment.
you say it all the time. That's
Contempt.
Contempt.
Oh my
That's
God.
contempt. That's contempt. That's your favorite.
Okay, transparent moment. Can I be transparent?
Sure, you do what you want.
Okay, so we were in therapy one time and the therapist was telling us the 4 killers of marriage or whatever. And it was contempt, resentment, something else. But anyway, all I knew was Kevin had at least those 2 things for me for real. And she said, and the number 1 predictor of divorce is contempt, or was it resentment?
It was contempt.
It was contempt. And I just broke down crying because I was like, we're going to get a divorce. You have so much contempt for me. And you really need to work on that.
Number one, it's not contempt. I just don't agree with you. That's not the same thing. You know what that reminds me of? It's like that meme where that girl said, he says he don't love me and he don't want to be with me no more, whatever. And he's like, no, I just said I'm not buying you a G-Wagon. I don't have contempt for you. I just don't agree with you.
I consider our therapist the third party in our relationship. She is she
never said I have contempt.
Oh yeah, she did.
Okay, we could call her right now.
Okay, we will not. But that she is the person that identifies, because it's really difficult in a marriage, right? One person feels one way and the other person feels the other way, right? So we literally pay a referee, and she's not the referee, and she doesn't even try. Nope. Like she won't even get involved. She won't even choose a side, right? Which really
burns your britches because you want a referee.
I think there needs to be a service
that You've been husband. About this
I
service
have
for
been.
A while.
I have. So if you steal this idea, it's yours. You know, God put it in the universe and gave it to you. But there should be a hotline that spouses can call. One person says one thing, one person says the other. Some arbitrary person gives their opinion and it just settles it. It just is. It just goes, right? Maybe they need to be licensed or something. I don't know. But all I know is when we're on these 2 ledges, you on the left and I'm on the right, and we both standing our ground, somebody needs to come down the middle and say, you know what, Aisha, you probably could do this different. Or, you know what, Kevin, you do have contempt. Not today.
Lord. Okay, what's number 5?
Okay. Oh, you ready to move on, buddy?
Because we're not going to agree, and I'm not going to sit here and give you more evidence of quote-unquote contempt. So go ahead.
Number 5, the absence of fighting equals a good marriage.
So all y'all who's sitting there like, we don't never fight. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And how is this? I've seen this materialized in like a lot of people will see their parents get divorced and they don't understand it, like, but they never fought. They never fought, and there was probably lots of contempt in there that your daddy had for your mama because she didn't do God knows what, and he never told her. Okay.
See, you create the contempt with your BS back comments. If you wouldn't make the back comments.
No, I wasn't talking about us. Yeah, I was talking about other people.
You don't see how you threw that back there? Because your daddy, you could have said because your mama had contempt with your daddy. You looked at me and said, because your daddy got contempt with your mama.
I did not even look at you.
Roll back.
You know what? Don't roll back. I apologize.
Roll back that beautiful beam footage.
If that's what happened, I apologize because that was not my intent.
Understand, darling. We ain't getting a divorce. So I don't care what you do. Like, bro, I don't care. I really don't. I'm not gonna fight you.
Who said the D word? The D word.
I'm talking about in general. I'm making a blanket statement. I don't give a damn how much contempt I got. We ain't going nowhere.
I will not live with a man with contempt.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to buy 2 houses because we still gonna be married.
Or you could work on that contempt.
I don't have contempt. I have disagreement.
No, we're talking about in general, not like you have contempt right
Back
now.
to regularly scheduled programming,
well,
please.
You keep arguing with me on camera.
You backbiting comment, and I'm arguing with you. Okay.
All right. So did we talk about the absence of a good fight? This is not a fight, y'all. This is a conversation.
This is definitely not the absence of anything. So I guess that don't apply to us, so we don't need to comment on that.
Why?
But it don't equal a good marriage.
The absence of a good fight. The absence.
We're not absent of fighting. We fight, and we got a good marriage. So there you go.
Okay, that's true. All right, what's the next one?
Number 6. Once we get married, my partner will change. Disclaimer: no, they will not. Partners don't change.
Sure don't.
So,
as a matter of fact,
what? Say what you're gonna say.
As a matter of fact, they reveal more of who they are.
Now, I'll say this: people change in positive ways, but it's always self-motivated. Positive and negative ways. So your partner will change into whoever they want to become, and that ain't got nothing to do with you.
Well, and everybody brings their representative to the beginning, right? So we present our best selves at the beginning, and then the worst of us, that comes out later. And that's just natural, right? It's easy for me to bring my representative and show you all the good things about me and not want you to see the bad things about me. But when you get married, that comes with the territory.
Yep. That's true.
That is a part of it.
Number 7.
Our marriage will stay healthy without work.
Big fat no, boss. No. Nothing stays healthy without work.
Nope.
Not plants, not cars, not carpet. Nothing stays healthy without work. I'm dead too. You got to clean carpet.
You do. You need to vacuum your carpet like once a week for it to stay nice.
It needs work.
Everything needs work. Like, I'm telling you, like, you don't know.
It's funny. There was a show on the History Channel called A World Without People, or A World Without Men, or whatever. And it showed how just if everybody left, how the world would essentially revert back to nature. Like, everything would fall apart. All the buildings would crumble. Everything would revert back because stuff has to be maintained. Everything does.
Including this marriage stuff.
You keep personalizing. You said this marriage.
Baby, somebody is feeling real like hit dog hollering.
How? You keep saying
I'm speaking in general. And when I say this marriage, I said this marriage stuff. You didn't let me get to this marriage stuff.
You inputting words that did not happen in the time in which you said them. Comment, please. Somebody comment.
Including this marriage stuff.
Ain't no stuff coming. None of that. What are you talking about? Okay, you know what? This marriage stuff. All right. Okay. You know we on camera, right?
I'm saying.
You know they recorded, right?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, we gonna watch it back. I know you don't watch these episodes, but I do.
You need to relax in this episode. Everybody sees that you're like super offensive and I'm just kind of cool and collected back here.
It must be all the contempt in my body.
Okay, we see it. It's oozing. You said it. I didn't.
I'm joking. You're not.
Me too. Yes, I am. See?
Girl, read the next one.
Number 8. My spouse will know what I want without me asking. Who suffers from this syndrome?
Me. I do. Me.
Okay. All right. Tell us about it.
I get caught up in making blanket statements or feeling like with exposure to one or two things, you will know for the next occasion, and that don't happen. So I'm actively working on that.
I think that let me not quote this, but in the marriages that I'm aware of, there's always one basic person in the marriage that's like, you just need to tell me what it is and I'll do it. And then there's the other partner who's like, but I told you already. I told you once. Or I told you the other day. And I'm the kind of person I need to know in the moment. If I'm not doing something that makes you happy, even if you told me like, I really like you for you to do this. If you see something you're like, oh man, I really would like for her to do that. Please don't sit back and wait for me to do it, because I promise you I won't do it.
That's something that everybody, like, people really got to work on though, because that's hard. That's a hard thing. It's the equivalent to like Groundhogs Day.
And you're right. Here's the one thing that I'm committed to, and let me just preface with I'm gonna fail more than I succeed. However, like you do make the same statements over and over. You do express like, hey, this is what I need. And I need to do a better job at finding ways to make myself remember that, or to do those things in those moments that I know that you like. And it's just natural to do what naturally is easy or comes easy, and it's easy to fall into that kind of thing. So I need to challenge myself to be better and do better in that, because you do say it, and I'm not gonna lie, I forget.
I can see the comments now. It's like that last episode. I forget what we were talking about. Maybe when I broke the chair or whatever. And be like, girl, he crazy, girl. Don't worry about that,
Oh,
girl.
did somebody
You,
say that?
you don't remember the comments? It was comments. And they're all people who like know us. They're like, no, girl, that's perfectly like whatever. I can see the comments now like, no, it's perfectly fine for him to have to tell you something 15 times. No, girl, don't do that. Because it looks like I'm the
No, but you know what?
I'm the harp.
No, because here's the thing, and I truly feel this way, right? Like, nobody should speak on anybody else's marriage because what works for this person and this
Mm.
person, like that matters, right? So what you may not put up with in your marriage or what you couldn't deal with personally, well, that's you. Like, I truly feel like you were made for me, and all of your little nuances and all of the things that would drive somebody else crazy, I feel like, oh, I got this. Like, I was made for this, right? So I always say, like, man, Kevin was made for me. Kevin and all of his crazy was made just for me. Like, I handle your crazy well. I would ask that you give me the same. I'm not supposed to personalize it, but
Nah, I mean, I can't. I deal with yours. It's annoying, but I'm quite sure my crazy is equally annoying.
it's the grace though. The grace that I have for you, I feel like is for you. Like,
Half of your grace comes from your memory. Is you forget it. It's not.
no,
It's not intentional grace. It's like
where your grace come
it's
from?
default. I don't. I'm working on
Okay,
grace.
you
I
better
don't have
say
much
it.
grace.
Isn't that the truth?
I'm a
And you
hard
know what?
line.
You are a hard line, and we are working on that. And I give
We
you
definitely.
grace
Look,
to work on that.
man. I was telling somebody last night, man, I'm much better. I'm such a nice person compared to who I used to be. Cause boy, I used to be. Whew,
And you still have a good ways to go.
oh yeah, yeah.
And that's okay because I know one, I know it's out of love and I don't personalize. I'm also the kind of person that I don't personalize my spouse's like emotions and
Let
reactions.
me just say though, you do a great job of making everybody around you softer and nicer because you have so much grace. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like you look at all the people who surround you, all of us are generally better from being around. Because I know, and I specifically was talking about fighting a dude last night or
Mhm,
whatever, and
mhm.
boy, I almost miss it.
I was in your ear saying, my friend says she wanted to do, I forget what she wanted to say, or she wanted to go for somebody, and she said all I could hear was like, what would Aisha do?
It's
How
like a
would
real
Aisha
thing.
respond
Because
to
look,
this?
I tell myself in my mind, especially if I'm in public and I'm about to act a fool or somebody like disrespects me, I'm like, this don't reflect well on my wife, and my wife don't like that.
No, I mean it if you take yourself out of it, if
Mhm.
you look at it from a perspective of like what's this person's problem? Because even if it's being projected on me, that's how I have so much grace for you, right? Like you lash out. I'm serious.
Like,
When you lash out, I be like, okay, why? Sure, I may be the reason why you feel like you're lashing out, but I think it's bigger than me. I really do. So I'll be like, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with me.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Number
9.
9. Children will bring us closer.
Children make things much harder. Now, I think the emotional part of that can bring you closer, but children are a lot of work.
Children are a lot of work.
Selfless work.
Children are a lot of work, and I think it depends on how your marriage works, right? So if one person is carrying the bulk of the responsibility for the children, then that definitely puts a strain on the marriage with the children.
Yep.
I've seen couples handle it really well where there's a good balance of, both parents weighing in and helping. And I mean, I cannot even imagine. I don't even want to begin to imagine what it's like to have children without a supportive partner. And you've been amazing. Like, you're an amazing father. And when I had my first kid and didn't know what I was doing, and you kind of had done this before, I just appreciated everything that you are and you are.
You are definitely not. You are not as resilient when something happens to your children. You just fall into a basket of tiles, boy.
I think that's maternal.
No, that's not maternal. Single mothers be like mad hard as bricks. Like they don't have the option to go, oh no, they're coughing.
Yeah, you do.
Like, no, you don't. If you got to rush your child to the hospital, you don't have it. If you didn't have any help, you would figure it out. You just have an option.
I do figure it out.
No, you don't. When something happens to these children, you go, oh no, they sick. I don't know what I'm gonna do. When do you figure it out? I don't want to fight. Okay.
I don't even know what he's talking about, y'all.
I'm talking about when children are sick. Do you jump into action or do you go, oh man, they sick? It just cradle them.
I'm doing my job as a nurturer. So when the children get sick, I'm concerned from a very nurturing standpoint. You doing your job as like, I don't even know what the word is, but you jump into action like oh, let's get medicine or let's wrap something
You're
up.
The mother. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, so it's
But mothers who have to be both the father and the mother don't have the option.
This is the Marriage and Real Estate podcast, so that's not even like what we talking about.
Okay, hey, look, I'm just saying.
And I feel some people do have to be the nurturer and the action taker in a marriage too, but that's not our challenge.
No. Whatever.
And I think our children brought us closer.
We were pretty close.
We were close, but
it's like a compliment. I don't know.
I think so. Like when
and maybe I'm just tired. Yeah, I might just be tired.
I think our children brought us closer. Like we were very with Austin. With Austin, we were very adamant about like not having anyone at the hospital, and we just wanted that experience to be for us. So you know how people will have like all kinds of people in the lobby waiting on the new baby, and we were like, "Don't come to the hospital."
That was you, though.
Well, it was, but that's because I wanted it to be about me,
but don't
and the new baby.
I come from a big family. I'm all about people all around.
Oh, okay.
Like, don't hurt my feelings. No worries. Whatever works for us, works for us.
I just felt like that moment brought us closer that we could be
I'll take it.
with each other.
I'll take all that. Number 10. Marriage is for everyone. I want to hear your opinion
on this. I don't think we get to decide that. Marriage is for everyone. I think marriage is for whoever wants to be married and gets married and stays married.
That's my opinion. Marriage is for those who want it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's available to everybody, but it's 100% based on your preference.
I don't know that it's available to everybody.
Why not?
Because some people don't have anybody to get married to.
That doesn't mean it's not available. They can get married.
To who?
To whoever wants to marry them. They have to go find somebody to get married.
What if there's nobody that wants to marry them?
That don't mean marriage as an institution is not available. That just means
you gonna marry your dog.
No, baby, they don't have nobody to get married. That don't mean marriage isn't available.
Look, tomato. Again, we disagree. I think we're saying
about. Hey, none of this contempt. It's all just disagreement. We just don't agree, and that's okay too.
Yeah, this is not contempt. We can agree on that.
Caveat.
Well, I'm just saying.
Lord, pray for me.
Pray for me, everybody. Look, pray over marriages in general. But when you watch this episode, say a special prayer for this marriage. Because what marriages need is prayer. Jesus Christ. Because this is hard work. Do you understand me? Trying to navigate life with another person can be so beautiful and complicated at the same damn time. It's beautifully complicated.
And that's why we navigate partnership, prosperity, and parenthood. This has been the Marriage and Real Estate Podcast.
Bye.